The youngest kids coming back to school after the pandemic are facing some big issues.
The suicide rate of 10 to 14-year-olds is incredibly high, and it is a historical high nationwide.
Inside the school buildings, counselors are on the front lines of a tough battle.
In Portland Public Schools and at this school, I would say regularly have students who are contemplating some kind of self-harm.
All this week, we're talking about the state of mental health in schools. Today, Christine Pitawanich visits Sitton Elementary in the St. John's neighborhood of North Portland to get a sense of what kids there are dealing with.
We don't shy away from big feelings and problems.
Here's the story.
Does anybody else want a stuffy?
There's this stuffy over here too. And then there's a crab over there. You want this one? You want the llama?
10-year-old Dibera and Uri, along with 7-year-old Sita, have an insider's perspective on what it's like here at Sitton Elementary in North Portland.
Are there any subjects that stress you out more?
Math.
Me too.
But dig a little deeper, and elementary life can involve some hard stuff.
I've been bullied.
Dibera says it helped knowing there was an adult she could talk to.
I just felt more safe, better.
One of those adults, Deb Bloom, a school counselor of 14 years.
As a school counselor, I teach in the classroom, so that differentiates me from a social worker or a school psychologist generally.
She's having to teach kids how to interact with adults and each other in a healthy way.
We have core values at our school. Is that a super important part of our school?
Yeah.
She says even kids in elementary school have anxiety, and it's typical at this age. The difference these days is she's seeing more of it after the isolation and stress of the pandemic.
They're coming with concerns about friendships, managing big emotions, problem solving.
Bloom says she regularly sees students who contemplate self-harm.
We don't shy away from big feelings and problems.
To help staff here normalize talking about mental health, Bloom and others are trying to give students tools.
We have posters in our 4th and 5th grade bathrooms with the new suicide hotline that was created this past year. I'm in the classrooms every week teaching social skills and teaching mindfulness.
And it's thanks to that kind of attention that little Sita now knows how to handle conflict on the playground with a concept called a bug and a wish.
If someone keeps mimicking you in something, you could say, it bugs me when you mimic me and I wish you would be nicer.
Meantime, Uri is grateful for the grief group at the school. He had someone close to him pass away.
It feels good expressing of what you've been through, and the day from when I let it go out, and I felt just better.
Walk through the halls, and this year these sensory walls are brand new. Kids pass and can run their hands through interesting textures or jump on bubble pads on the ground.
It's a place for them to take a break or engage in a way that gives them a sense of calm.
We spent $30,000 on our kindergarten classrooms just this past fall so that we could start every day with play.
They say play, what kids largely missed out on during online learning, is important for brain development and mental health. And while a lot is being done with mental health staff here coming together monthly to learn and share practices, more help is always needed.
The American School Counseling Association recommends a 250-to-1 ratio for counselors to students. And at our school, we're really lucky because we're about as close to that as a school gets in the metro area at 340-to-1 school counselor. Physical health is about as a mental health advocate, we can do all this work here. But some kids need more than the schools can offer.
Christine joins me now, and again, very interesting story. And the counselor talked about trying to connect kids to outside services, but we've all done stories on the lack of mental health out there in the community. So were they able to connect?
Well, Deb Bloom says in the Tri-County area, there just aren't, enough resources for those kids that need that extra help outside of the classroom. And the deal is, if they don't get the help that they need, sometimes it trickles back into the classroom and affects their ability to learn and their peers too.
So maybe some do, but some don't, and that's a problem. What was it like to actually talk with these kids? I know you got to sit down with them.
Yeah, I mean, 7 years old, 10 years old, you think, oh, what problems could a kid that age possibly have? They're going on the playground, whatever. But what struck me was they do have big feelings and problems that I think us adults would have trouble dealing with. You know, Uri, he lost someone close to him in the pandemic, and he talked about having these feelings and being able to talk about it and let it out. But after we talked on camera, he had talked about how he was kind of scared to open up like that among his peers, to talk about such heavy feelings. But once he did, it was super cathartic. I mean, there's bullying, right? That really affects you emotionally and all that. So I think these kids sometimes can be dismissed because they're so young, but they're dealing with big issues. And counselors like Deb and like others across the district are really helping them put a voice to what they're feeling.
Okay, interesting stuff. We'll look forward to tomorrow. And tomorrow's segment will focus on West Sylvan Middle School. And then Thursday, we work our way up to high school at Lincoln High, followed by takeaways and your reaction on Friday.